all of you, and we'll make prostrations for 5 minutes. And while we make the prostrations, this chant will be released. So this chant is the I go for refuge to the Buddha, I go for refuge to the Dhamma, I go for refuge to the Sangha. And Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, I'm sure that some of you already know that. Whereas if there are a few who don't know about it, and Buddha is, say, just as for somebody we require a role model, and also more precisely to guide us into, say, what we are seeking, the fearlessness, which is technically referred to as nirvana, and infinite happiness, technically referred to as Buddhahood. And these are two places where we have never been. So we require a guide, and the best of the guide that who actually been there, experienced that, and we don't just believe in this, but we study the next 10 days. And of course, 10 days is not enough. We study that, and then we come to know that, okay, actually he is the one who has been to this, the two states of fearlessness and infinite happiness. And then because of that experience and very profound the knowledge, compassion, and that experience, he is the best guide for us. So to see him as a role model and a guide, the first line says, I go for refuge in the Buddha, which means the line says, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Sharanam meaning I go for refuge. The refuge, and then the Gacchami is I go for refuge in the Buddha. Likewise, I go for refuge in the Dharma, the second one. Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami. Dharma is the advice given by the Buddha. The message, advice, how to get there. So I take that message as very helpful, the very important for my own well-being, as a guidelines for me to traverse to enlightenment. And Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Sangam meaning the community, the beings who are going that direction. So I seek the help of you, because that when we go, we need support, we need help. And we need, again, somebody who is very near to you and then who is a little further away, so that we know as to what are the different steps that I need to take. In experience, we see somebody actually going in that direction. So these are known as the sanghas. So on the as we prostrations, we recite this chant will be released. And for 5 minutes we make prostrations and then light offerings. So yesterday I already explained to the 5 minutes. Okay, making prostrations, good question, thank you. And those of you who have leg problem, knee problem, particularly the knees injured, please make sure that don't force yourself to make prostrations by touching your knee on the ground and so forth. Don't force yourself. And of course, say people who cannot physically meaning by knees touching the ground, you don't have to do that. Please don't do that. And instead, you can fold your hand, and then bow down 3 times. Prostration doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have the knees touch on the ground. Not necessary. And where you can do that, of course, there are so many ways of making prostrations. One, as I said earlier, without touching, just you keep bowing down. That's also prostrations. There's so many ways of doing it. Chinese way of making prostrations, the Thailand version of Thai's version of prostration. There are so many versions of prostrations. All are perfect. There is nothing one better over the other. They're all good. And then here we're just learning how to do it in the Tibetan way. Even the Tibetan way, we actually borrowed it. We got it from India. It's not really from the Tibetan per se. And the Muslims have their own way of making prostrations. All They are perfect. There's nothing wrong. And then in fact, any gesture, physical gesture, motivated, driven by your, say, the sense of respect for the enlightened beings, there is prostration. You can do that. Okay. On page number 8 of this book, The Blaze, page number 8, if you look at the English the translation, the second verse, with folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. Page 8, the same verse. As we offer the lights, we recite this. This verse is taken out from Guide to the Bodhisattva's with Life by Bodhisattva Chanting, page 8, second verse. We recite it together as we come to end for the light offerings. Oh boy, someone did it. Okay, so the two sides, Kamali will help. Some can go there, some can come here. To save time, let's do it quickly. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom.
With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Dharma for all Buddhas. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Dharma for all Buddhas mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Dharma for all Buddhas mysteries gloom. Okay, thank you. Please take your seats.
Okay, how many are feeling cold? Raise hands. 1, 2. And I asked Mandala, why did you choose this month? And she said, no, it's you who chose that. Who chose that? I said, no. And she said that we sent the list of the slots, and of these, this is the last choice. I said, well, later on we need to talk directly rather than to go through the secretary. So because there are many things going in the office, I would simply tell the secretary that you decide something which suits, and then he chose this. Okay, it's fine. In a way, the reality is that there are two things. Pertaining to Dhamma practice, particularly when you learn a little bit about what we are studying for the next 10 days, you get a little understanding of what is the real Dharma is, what real Dharma is. Then we see that there are two ways to handle it. One is that, the situation, unavoidable situations. Number 2 is avoidable situation. Avoidable hardships pertaining to your Dharma practice, avoid unnecessary hardships. Whereas, which cannot be avoided, and then we have to take that as a path for purification. Only then. Otherwise, not to deliberately create difficult situation, destroying your damage your knees and so forth, and then you think that this is Dharma practice, this is not. So this is what we need to keep in mind, where, for example, cold, here in this situation, this is how I came here, we all are here together, and we cannot do much. So then you have to see how we can take this as the opportunity for our growth in the path. And particularly, I would say that for me, although I'm away from Dharamsala for many years, but I was brought up here in the TCB school here for all my childhood. So therefore, I'm used to that. And many of you, perhaps first time here in India, in Dharamsala, and at your home, maybe it's very cold, but you have the facilities. And whereas here, so this is and still you choose to come here, that is, later on you come to realize that this is very precious. Later on. At the moment you may feel that, okay, I signed up, I don't know why I signed up at this time, here. Later on you realize the importance of this is very precious. Okay, and let me go directly to the main practice. Setting a proper motivation. Yesterday we talked about the two things, what we should be doing at the outset of the virtues and at the end of having done the virtues. One at the outset, setting proper motivation, so that our time together the next 10 days, and today and the next 10 days is going to be very productive and meaningful. So for that matter, 3 points to keep in mind. So when I share with these points, don't just think that this is a ritual that he has to say. These are things that we need to remember. And particularly that some of the important concepts will be explained in the process, and if you take it very lightly, you will not get anything. So but if you take it very seriously, there are many concepts will be conveyed in the morning session, even before actually go through the main teaching. So 3 things as a part of setting proper motivation. One is refuge field. Number 3 is the Bodhicitta field. Number 3 is the purpose of this practice. The first refuge field. Refuge field meaning that I take the help of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha for my own mental progress. Whereas it's not just blindly following Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Instead, that we take the help of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha referred to as the 3 jewels or 3 gems. And in ways, Buddha, as your doctor, who prescribes the correct medicine, as best of the doctor to prescribe you with the correct medication or medicines, and the Dhamma as the correct medicine, then Sangha as the best of the skillful nurses, the skillful nurse. So we require these 3 as helps for you to go on the journey of treating your mind, which is otherwise defiled by the mental defilements, to the state of the perfect purity, where your true nature manifests into the form of fearlessness and infinite happiness. So that is the refuge. Next is, so for that matter, visualize if you can, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, particularly the Buddha Shakyamuni. We are very meritorious that we are just in the place where His Holiness also resides. His Holiness, the Dharam resides here. Visualize His Holiness. He is the living Buddha who really embodies all the qualities that we could learn, and we can really seek His inspiration from Him and blessings from Him. And how you visualize them, all these enlightened beings, as that they're extremely kind, like Mother, and they forever embracing us with total love and affection, no matter what plight we go through. And Bodhicitta field, the second point, visualize your 2 kind parents, 2 parents on 2 sides. Even if some of you may have difficulty with your parents, so this is a time where we learn how to transcend the ordinary people's thinking. What is meant by ordinary people's thinking is where you have a little conflict and you find what ordinary people they tend to do so easily. You have a little bit of conflict, clash of ideas, then you fight, and then you start to hate your parents. But I say this is time where we will learn how to see ourselves as the mother and all others, including your parents, as like small children who do not know how the mother took care of you when you were age 5, 6, 7, 8, when you were so vulnerable, so weak, do not know what to do, where to go, and so forth. Your mother was always there, will not be judgmental on you, will not hate you for you making mistakes. So instead, seeing you as a small child takes care of you the maximum. Likewise, we are to learn from this, and then it's just introductory. Otherwise, if you really are serious with the path to explore your true nature, then you have to really go into deep studies. Yes, these brochures are all available here. So these brochures, and then we have the Kamala there and Ravana there. They will show you where the brochures are lying. So these brochures will tell you what kind of studies available in order to explore your true nature, your true self. And it doesn't mean that you have to become a Buddhist, not necessary. Say, for example, sometimes I jokingly say that I can enjoy pizza, but I don't have to become Italian. You get me? You can enjoy pizza, just enjoy it, and then if you reap the benefit, you can enjoy chow mein, don't become Chinese. And people think that chow mein is a Tibetan food, right? You can enjoy the chow mein, don't become Tibetan. You're getting it? So likewise, just explore. Say, if you're a Christian, remain a good Christian. If you're a Hindu, remain a good Hindu. If you're a Muslim, remain a good Muslim. Or whatever religion that you're following, Sikhism, or say the what? Jainism, Judaism, whatever religion that you're following, stay there. Right? And learn these things. For example, I learn quantum physics. I don't have to become a physicist. But to become a physicist is a different story. If you really become good at it, automatically you're a physicist. So likewise, the point is that study these things and explore. Just Just discover your own nature. And you'll be fascinated. You see that I have a tremendous potential. You may become age 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, still the life is full of meaning. Otherwise, say when you're in your 20s, 30s, then life is, everybody gives attention to you. By the time you reach 40, then people tend to kick you out of the, grow. You're old, what are you doing with us? So one time, that was in a city, and somebody said, Geshe, today we'll have ice cream. And I'm not really keen on ice cream. Just make them happy. I said, okay. Because they were saying, offering this, inviting me with great excitement. This beautiful place. Right? And then we went there. We were all those in 50s. And when we ended up there, they were all in the 20s. And all these people just get staring at us like this. What are these oldies doing? So we were gradually getting pushed by the younger generation, who see them as we are the ones, because they are getting the full attention from everyone. So this is life. And then you feel that life is boring, right? They are so hollow, nothing. Whereas if you identify or if you discover your potential inside, no matter what age, you see that your life is full of meaning. Not only that, as you grow older, you don't miss your past. Number one. Number two, you don't feel lonely. Number three, you don't feel that I'm left with nothing to do. Instead, you have so many things to do, so many explore inside. There are so many things to be done. And you rather prefer to be by yourself with so much glow on your face. So whereas some people, they just wait for the children to come to visit you. And then when the children come to visit you, you are very happy. When the children left, again you go back, deflated. And then you're imprisoned like this. It's very sad. No, this is not your true nature. Your age 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, still even without your children is better. Without your children, you see that your children are away, then you have a lot of time in your hand to really explore deeper. For example, one time somebody said, somebody who I know said, Geshe, you went for your personal retreat. Is it true? I said, yes. And who cooked for you? I said, Dad, and the Geshe is cooking for me. And said that she was little, taken aback. Geshe was using another Geshe as a cook. Then she dared not speak more. And then get the courage and ask, who's that Geshe? She knows some Geshes. Is that Geshe A, B, C? I said, no. And who is that? With the same name as myself. Same name, Dorji, Damdul. Then she started to laugh. Because the moment somebody is there with you, somehow you have to compromise your time. Somehow you have to compromise with your time. So whereas, say when you want to eat it, and then again you explore yourself. Your true nature mind. See how things are like dream. They're all coming from your mind. And then try to go deeper and deeper and deeper into these realities. And then year by year, if not day by day or month by month, for sure with the proper studies. Without the proper studies, then with age, say you grow older, people may think that you are into Dharma. But you know yourself, you are not into Dharma. Because nothing is really happening. Same anger, same attachment, same affective emotions, same. Whereas, if you really study well, and then while studying, try to practice them, try to see, or keep observing them, internalize, then you see that life is so beautiful. There are so many things to discover. Not only discover, then get used to them, and you get a new life of joy and meaning. This is amazing. Of course, it will take a little time. You have to study more, study deeper studies, rather than just blindly following somebody and then you eventually, after like 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, people think that how long you've been in Dharma. Oh, I've been in Dharma in 15 years. People take it very seriously. But deep inside you know yourself. In fact, there was one gentleman who they related to me, and he extremely pious, and he would get up early in the morning, like 3 o'clock, and for 3 hours. He spent like 3 hours in the morning practicing the teachings. And one day he came to me. He said that, then he disclosed himself to me. He said that, Geshe, I've been doing these practice for the last 20 years. For 20, no, not 10 years, 20 years. For 20 years I've been doing these things, getting early in the morning, but I'm the same person. Whatever anger, whatever attachment, whatever, say, impatience, whatever laziness, whatever was there, is still with me. There's no change. So why am I going wrong? This was his question. I said that, okay, I'm so glad that you've discovered who you are. Now, what we should do is that you do one thing, you focus on your studies. Studies will change your cognitive thinking. Cognitive thinking changes your affective thinking. Affective thinking will manifest in the form of your behaviors. Mental behavior, physical behavior, all will be transformed. So study is so important. And then we started a set of studies. Then after the studies, we set for just 1 month retreat, for my personal retreat, and he said he likes to join. So he joined, meaning that he's in a separate room, I'm in a separate room. Then we do, every day we meet for 1 hour, and then otherwise we are separate. And he said that this 1 month retreat, study, reflection, meditation is way, way, way more meaningful than the last 20 years of going through all very pious practice. You're getting it? So study is so important. Okay, without much ado, we will now do the point number 3, which is the purpose of this practice. Purpose is to just discover your true potential. Discover your potential. Not to acquire something new. Discover your potential, there's nothing new to pick up. Discover your potential and then remove the unnecessary things. Remove the unnecessary thought processes, then what's inside will be disclosed, unraveled. What's inside is fearlessness and infinite happiness. And these two will be manifested. And these two in a different form, we call it the wisdom and compassion. The wisdom to see the ultimate ontological reality, and the compassion to embrace all living creatures, including the plants, including the vegetations, animals, insects, human beings, everyone, to embrace everybody. So with these two things happen, your fearlessness comes into being and your infinite happiness also is experienced. Okay, so that's the purpose. For that matter, what should we do? We should remove the metal dirt. So the gold, the pure gold will manifest. Remove the metal dirt. How to remove the metal dirt is by applying the remedies. And the more details we will study in this course. Okay, with this in mind, imagine that all sentient beings are with you. All sentient beings, human beings, animals, particularly your parents, your family members are with you. And that the all Bodhisattvas are with you to just be examples for us how to follow this path. Page 3. Yes, and reading, there are 3 kinds of readings. Yesterday we discussed that. You read these verses where the words flow, full stop. Number 2, words flow and meanings reflected. Number 2. Number 3, words flow, meanings reflected and experiences invoked. For the third one, if the third one doesn't happen, we must make it a point that at least the second one happens, not just the first one. Meaning words flow, but the meaning is not reflected. No point. It's just waste of time. So to make sure that words flow and the meaning is reflected,
And the experiences invoked will happen later with your own years of the deep studies, reflection and deep meditation will make happen the experiences being invoked. For time being, let us make sure that words flow and the meanings reflected to the best you can. And teach by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dissolve perverted views, to you the Buddha with Dharma I bear homage. And teach by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dissolve perverted views, to you the Buddha with Dharma I bear homage. And teach by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dissolve perverted views, to you the Buddha with Dharma I bear homage. Sanye joda zoge jonamda chanju bardu dame gyabzu che dage jinso gebe sonamgi tola benjire sanye dubare sho sanye joda zoge jonamda chanju bardu dame gyabzu che dage jinso gebe sonamgi tola benjire sanye dubare sho Sanje Jona Zoge Jonamna Chancho Bako Dane Gyabzo Je Dage Jinso Gibe Sonamgi Tola Benjire Sanje Dubare Sho. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations through practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations through practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations through the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. In dependent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, no sameness. I prostrate to the concept Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one that taught this peace which is free of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, which through the knowledge of all these hearers seeking pacifically complete peace, which through the knowledge of paths, courses, also helping my grace to achieve the aims of the world, and through the possession of which helps up to expand a variety of teachings. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings. The teacher, guide and protector to you are my prostrations. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with that divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines for the forever noble light raised to you the Buddha are my prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. Okay, let's recite this mantra while reflect on the meanings. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te sham dathagato hyavat esham chayo nirodha evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te sham dathagato hyavat tesham chayo nirodha evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te sham dathagato hyavat tesham chayo nirodha evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of causes as well as taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elevation-free, clear light and non-compensating. Such is the nectar that Dharma I have discovered. Finding no one to fathom this teaching, in silence I will return to the words.
Beyond utterance, thought and expression is the perfectional wisdom, which is unborn, unseasoned, has the initial space. It is object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the three times are baby sins. The four seals of the Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are the nature of suffering. All phenomena are the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Transcendent sorrows, peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dhamma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expansible eons. The Buddha does not watch the negative videos of beings, nor does he remove the miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that the beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Okay, page 14. Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. This recitation, praise to Shakyamuni Buddha, and why we are reading this is not that we praise to Buddha and Buddha is so happy and Buddha then blesses you. This is not the idea. Whether we praise the Buddha or we don't praise the Buddha, for the Buddha there's no difference. He showers love and affection unconditionally. And of course, even this one, saying that the Buddha loves us unconditionally, even this we have to rationally understand it, not just follow blindly. So, what makes him somebody like a role model for us? Why he's so important? It's because that he has unraveled the true nature. And what's the true nature? That we'll study later. He has unraveled his true nature, and he has already experienced the resultant state and the causal state. Resultant state and the fearlessness and infinite happiness. Resultant state is something which everybody seeks. Everybody. Enlightened ones, non-enlightened ones, everybody seeks. The fearlessness and infinite happiness. And how many would like to have that presence? Right? Even if you don't know what is the Dharma, right? Still, fearless and infinite, yes, I like it. So this is the result. Results that everybody wants, good results. But the cause of the results, that is something which the wise people will go for and unwise people will say no. Right? For example, the wisdom. The wisdom which requires a lot of studies, reflection, who has to do it? Okay, how many years, right? Okay, so on the causal state, how these two things are brought to you or brought to the Buddha was because of the wisdom. The wisdom, very profound wisdom to see everything as like a dream. Number two is the universal compassion. These two qualities make this Prince-Siddhartha a Buddha. Now each one of us, it's not that he's very special. We cannot compare ourselves with him. No, this is not what we can compare. We can become one like him. We can awaken our own potential. We can. And for this, again, don't just follow blindly. The point is that we have to, how do I know that I have this potential? The way the Buddha did, how do you know that I have this potential? You have to study this. Don't follow blindly. You have to study this. And once you discover that, this is when you feel that there's no room for depression. There's no room for hopelessness. This is what will guarantee that you will be saved from falling into depression, anxiety, and so forth. And then when you become really good at it, you see that yourself, you practice it, and then you get somewhere, then you can guide others also. You're going to guide others, and how the people go through some problems, you talk to them, instantly the other person will feel uplifted. So this is how we need to work on. So by reading this, we praise the Buddha for the qualities which he manifested. qualities, not that you praise him, then he'll be very happy to bless us, but qualities. Why these qualities? We also have these qualities within us in the form of seeds. So these seeds need to be awakened, need to be germinated. For that matter, what are the qualities that he has? What are the seeds that I have? What are the seeds that are the seeds of the virtues, the seeds of the perfection within myself? What are the seeds that we have? By seeing the qualities in the Buddha, then you identify your good seeds inside. Okay, these are seeds that I too have. So just he manifests these. I also put effort to manifest these within myself. So why we are doing this is to identify the seeds of the good qualities that you have. By seeing the good qualities mentioned there in the case of Buddha. Okay. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, one born beyond, the four destroyer, completely perfected, full awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, Nur of the world, supreme God of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the complete and full awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the supreme from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings and go for refuge. When all supreme amongst humans, you are born on this earth, you pace out seven strides and deaths and said, I am supreme in this world, to you who are wise then I prostrate. With pure bodies, formed supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, film that blazes in the three worlds, winner of the best, Lord to you are prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like a spotless moon, color of gold to you are prostrate. Thus we like you, the three worlds are not, incompatible wise one to you are prostrate. The Saviour having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, filled of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the Tathagata I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dhamma that pacifies the prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the power to liberation, wholly feel qualified with realizations, or devoted to the moral precepts, to you the Son I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue mind thoroughly, this is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud, see conditioned things as such. Through this merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the four falls, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, battered by the waves of the aging, sickness, and death. Okay, page 29, Heart Sutra. This Heart Sutra is, to really understand this, we need to know the background information about Heart Sutra, and then also 3 points not to miss. First, the background is that in Rajgir, the Vultures Peak, Buddha presided over the gathering. And how many you've been to Rajgir? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, good. And in fact, that place, Rajgir, particularly the Vultures Peak, there's a place where the Buddha Shakyamuni gave many teachings. And this house was also happened there. And the Buddha was surrounded by Aravalokiteshvara over there, the painting over there, the white one at the top, right top. He is the Bodhisattva of compassion, and he was there, and Shariputra was there. In fact, this we can just later. Okay, over there. The Buddha over there, the last painting, the Buddha, central figure, Buddha and the 2 monks on his 2 sides. One on the right side is Shariputra, one on the left is Moggallana. Right behind. Okay. And why these 2 monks are so important? Why the 2 monks are so important to be depicted next to the Buddha is for the reason that what on the right is Shariputra, which will come in this as like the one of the personalities here. Shariputra is very important for the reason that he's considered as the one with the greatest of the intelligence amongst the Buddhist disciples. Buddhist disciples who are always seen around. He was one with the greatest intelligence. And then on the left is Mughlayana, the one who is respected for the one with the greatest of the miracle powers, Mughlayana. So these two are depicted as very important. And here what you see is Aravalokiteshvara and Shariputra surrounded by the monks, nuns, and all the bodhisattvas, the lay devotees were there. And the Buddha then went into deep samadhi, meditative experience, into emptiness, ultimate reality. So when you become a Buddha, anybody who becomes a Buddha you acquire that skill whereby while you are deep in meditation, simultaneously you can have access to the outside world. You can see what's happening, you can inspire, you can affect the world. This is when you become a Buddha. So the Buddha, while deeply immersed into the meditative state, he then is blessed and inspired Shariputra to stand up to ask question to Aravalokiteshvara. And Shariputra stood up, bowed to the Buddha, and then turned towards Aravalokiteshvara and asked a question. Okay, so this is the basic background. And then what are the three things not to miss when we recite Heart Sutra is that number one, what is the question asked by Shariputra to Aravalokiteshvara? Number one. Number two, what response Aravalokiteshvara gave to Shariputra? Number two. Number three, what is the benefit if we practice as the Aravalokiteshvara taught in response to the question asked by Shariputra? If you practice this, what's the benefit? 3 points. Quickly. Number one, what's the question asked by Shariputra to Aravalokiteshvara? So as we read this, the question asks is, how should the child of a lineage practice the perfection of wisdom? Child of a lineage meaning that in the olden times, wherever in the world, in the olden times, the young prince, the son of the king is considered so important. Why? Anyone? Why? He's considered so, even the wisest of the ministers, they have to show respect to this little boy. Why? Huh? Because he will become the king in the future. So, child of lineage, he is going to hold the lineage of the kings. So likewise, which lineage is more important? Lineage of the king or lineage of the Buddhas? To save the whole world. Which is more important? Buddhas. Lineage of the Buddha is more important. And who holds the lineage of the kings? Raise hands. Who holds the lineage of the Buddhas? Everyone. Right? Even if you are not the lineage holder of the kings, don't worry. You still can become the lineage of the best of the lineages, which is the lineage of the Buddhas. You can become Buddha yourself. Okay. So, when does somebody become the lineage holder of the Buddhas? Is lineage of the lineage holder is that when you make a commitment that may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. When you make this commitment, what do you mean by may I become Buddha for the benefit? In other words, may I unravel my treasure, may I manifest my treasure completely for the benefit of the treasure of true nature of myself, for the benefit of all sentient beings. When you make this commitment, you become the lineage holder of the Buddhas. So that is so precious. Okay, so you said that may I become Buddha. To become Buddha, you have to do something. What should you do? The Buddha don't look for Buddha outside. It's already within us. Remove the mental dirt and gold will manifest. Remove the dirt. Okay, how to remove the dirt? Apply the remedy. What is that remedy? The wisdom. So, how should one practice a professional wisdom? This question asks. So, Aravalokiteshvara then responded, explaining how everything is like a dream. When you see things as real, then problems happen. When you see things as not real, then problems subside. How many of you were at least in your lifetime you had experience of nightmare? Raise hands. At least one time in your life. Okay. Nightmare. No nightmare. Raise hands. What is remember nightmare? I have no clue. It never happened to me. Anyone? No one. We all had some experience of nightmare. Why did you have nightmare? Nightmare what? Raise hands. Fear. Any example? Huh?
Fear.
Fear of what?
Fear of not income.
No, in the dream. Oh, okay. Okay. Actually, you have the full of income, but in the dream you dream that you have no income. Right? Or anything else? Any other fear? Quick.
Being chased, falling.
Okay, they're being chased by a ghost. Right? Particularly for the young ones, little ones. Right? Being chased by ghosts, being chased by a thief or a tiger or whatever. So, and it's okay. Now let's say that imagine that in the dream you are being chased by the lion or tiger. And what's your experience? Joy or fear? So much of fear. And then the tiger or the lion bounces on you and you think, now I'm dead, right? When you're dead, your mother wakes you up. What's the experience? So happy, so joyful. Okay, so when your mother wakes you up, did you start running? Or you just relax? Yes, you have a sigh of relief. Okay, why in the dream you had fear? Because of the lion chasing you. Why when you wake up, your fear dissolved? Why? Do you agree with me that in the dream, you see the dream line as real, which is wisdom or ignorance? Ignorance, and the outcome is fear. Ignorance gives rise to fear. When you wake up, you see that your fear dissolves. Why? Because you see that it was just a dream. So the dream line, you see that as a dream line, not as a real line. That is ignorance or wisdom. That is wisdom. What's the outcome? Your fear dissolves. So the wisdom outcome, the fear dissolves. Ignorance, fear arises. So you become fearless with the wisdom. What's that wisdom? To see the dream as dream, not as real. So if you see that everything is like a dream, that happens when do you see the dream as dream? In the dream or when you wake up? When you wake up. So therefore we have to wake up from the unconventional dream. So we have been waking up from the conventional dream every day, but we have never woken up from the unconventional dream. Okay, look around. Look around. See the people around, the walls, the temple. Do you see them as like a dream or as real? Real. So, to see the dream as real happens in the dream. So, we are in another dream. Because we are seeing this is real. We are in another dream. That dream is known as unconventional dream. We have been waking up from the conventional dream every day, but we have never woken up from the unconventional dream. Right? If you have already woken up from the unconventional dream, I'm sure you will not come to this class. If you do come, you come to check on me, how he teaches. Right? Okay. So, the point is that we have never woken up from the unconventional dream. So, our job is to wake up from the unconventional dream. It is for this reason that the Buddha Shakyamuni is revered as the fully awakened one. Fully awakened one. Our job is to wake up, to wake up from the sleep of ignorance. This is our job. So, the Aravalokiteshvara responded to Shariputra by explaining how everything is like a dream and wake up from the sleep of the ignorance. In detail, Aravalokiteshvara responded that everything is like a dream. Okay, then number 3. Point number 3. What's the point number 3? Point number 1 is what's the question asked by Shariputra to Aravalokiteshvara? Question number 2 is what's the answer given by Aravalokiteshvara to Shariputra? Number 3.
What is our benefits?
What's the benefit? What's the benefit if you practice as taught by Aravalokiteshvara to Shariputra in response to his questions? What's the benefit? The benefit is that you wake up from the sleep of ignorance and then all your fears will dissolve. You become fearless. And also that this realization is the entryway, the gateway for all the Buddhas of the past present in the future. This is the only gateway how to get to the other shore of fearlessness and infinite happiness. So we all have this potential. Follow this gateway and you reach to that state of fearlessness and infinite happiness for yourself and for others. Okay, so these are 3 points not missed as we recite the Heart Sutra. Let's recite together. I prostrate to that eternal gem. And thus did I hear at one time. The Buddha was dwelling on the mass of Vulture's mountain in Rajgriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Aravadugiteshvara, looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then through the part of the Buddha, Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Aravadugiteshvara: how should any child of lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound professional wisdom train? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound professional wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly, beholding those 5 areas also as empty of inner nature. Okay, just one point before we continue reading this. The immediate paragraph which reads that the previous paragraph which reads, then to the part of the Buddha, Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Aravadugiteshvara: how should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the active and profound professional wisdom train? So oftentimes when you see the Heart Sutra, other translations, you will see that how should any child of the lineage, how should any son of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of profound professional wisdom train? So son of the lineage. In fact, if you do find these things, you will find such translations. If you find such translations, this is not a good translation. Because in Tibetan, it is the pru. So pru, this is, it can mean both the boy or a child. It can mean both. And of course, Shariputra, when he asked the question, it is asked not only for the boys, it is asked for everyone, because everybody has the Buddha nature. Everybody has a seer profession, not only the boys. You're getting it? So therefore, some people who do not know the nuances of the Tibetan language, when they translate it, they translate just literally as a son of the child. This is the wrong translation. So, why I'm saying this, because here we rectified it. So I rectified this here. You find many of such translations. And if I say this, and then you'll be what we want. Then later on when you come across such translations, you say, okay, this was not what actually Shariputra said. The bias was the male chauvinism, right? This is the translator's issue. It's nothing about the text. So these are things that we need to know. Okay, now let's continue reading the next paragraph. He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Aravadugiteshvara said this to the Venerable Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound professional wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly, beholding those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Empty of inherent nature means like dream empty of being real. You're getting it? Dream empty of being real. What we are seeing is empty of being objectively real. So this is what we could study for the next 10 days. Okay. Form is empty. Emptiness is form. Form is not other than emptiness. Emptiness is not other than form. And form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, composite factors, and consciousness is empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty, without characteristic, unproduced, unseen, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no composite factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object to touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element, and so on up to and including no mind element, and no matter consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on up to and including no aging in death, and no extinction of aging in death.
Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation part, there is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment to bodhisattvas to love or dwell in perfection of wisdom, a mind without obscuration and thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error and reached the end point of nirvana, all the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly completely awaken, answer a possible perfect complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal or unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be true known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of perfection of wisdom is declared, Yata Om Gade Gade Para Sam Gade Bodhi Suha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva should train the profound perfection of wisdom like that, and the Buddha rose from that concentration and commanded the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Bodhicitta, saying, well said, son of the lineage, it is like that. One should practice a profound perfection of wisdom, just as we indicated, even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Buddha having thus spoken, Venerable Sharitvati Putra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Bodhicitta, those surrounding in the entirety, along with the word of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that is spoken by the Buddha. Okay, let's recite the mantra the 5 times together. Deyata Om Kade Kade Aragate Arasangate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata. By the teachings of the three supreme jewels possessing power of truth, may inner and outer hindrance be transformed, may they be dispelled, may they be non-existent, may they be pacified, may all negative forces opposed with the Dharma be completely pacified, may the thousand obstacles be pacified, may we be separate from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma, may all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma, may all spaces of perfect happiness pervade this place now. Now some of you may be wondering why clapping. I'm sure some of you wonder. Raise hands. Okay, so you check during the group discussion and discuss with others who are already into such retreats and who have been into these practices for a long time. Okay, next page 35. 8 verses for training the mind. This is a very popular text and very important text. So what we learn is that the same, to get rid of the fears, we need to have the profound wisdom. To get the maximum happiness, we have to have the universal compassion. These 2 things, let me repeat it. We seek 2 things, fearlessness and infinite happiness. And if I ask you what's the purpose of life, what do you think is the purpose of life, people may say different answers. And some may say, I want money. Someone may say that I want adventure. Some may say that I want my family to be happy and healthy and so forth. And if you say there are hundreds and thousands of answers, 100 people, 100 different answers will come. And if I ask the second question, why do you want adventure? Why do you want your family to be happy? Why do you want money? Why do you want fame? Why do you want this, and so forth? Then all will come boil down to the same answer. that I'll be happy. To see that my family is happy, I'll be happy. To have adventure, I love it, I am happy. So all will boil down to the same answer. Deep inside is the same answer. Superficially, there are different answers. Okay, so with this in mind, and what we're reading is primarily, so while it is both elements to cultivate the wisdom and to cultivate the universal compassion, but the emphasis is more on the compassion side. And Heart Sutra is primary for the wisdom. And now here, what is the counter force for the universal? Just if in your life, if you're a little short-tempered, you become angry, you see that somebody who's kind means very soft and vulnerable and weak. But this is not the reality. The reality is that when somebody is more kind, the person is more happy. This is reality. Where somebody is very agitated, angry, of course, that is because of many factors, external factors involved, and also internal factor, which is the self-centered attitude. More self-centered the attitude one has, the more the likelihood that you'll be more agitated. So, and the angry. But somebody who's short-tempered doesn't mean that the person is more self-centered than others. This is not. There could be multiple reasons. So, in short, that while compassion, the more expansive compassion, happier you are, and you want to build this compassion, to strengthen this compassion, we need to identify the counter forces of what are the negative forces. And you see the negative force, they are the ego and the anger. Anger and ego, they push others away from you, and the compassion embraces. These are the two opposite forces. So, in order to cultivate the compassion, we need to put effort in two ways. One, to minimize the non-conducive factors, and on the other side, maximize the conducive factors. We need to put two efforts. So here, they taught us how to minimize the non-conducive factors. Discordant factors which otherwise would give rise to ego and anger. To minimize that, these verses taught. And what are the discordant factors? Primarily anger and ego. And how to minimize them? Again, we would have to do onwards. I will not have any anger, any ego. No, it doesn't work like this. Again, the situation arises. Again, you become angry. So you have to identify the cause of the anger. And cause of anger, they have been identified there, and to make sure that you don't meet with these causes of anger, the anger does not arise. So anger gradually diminishes. If you can transform the causes of anger, then anger is transformed. Okay, so these are not, when you say that I give victory to everybody, I take the loss, it doesn't mean that you are self-denial. Many people think that Buddhism is self-denial religion. It's just accepting defeat, right? And because I tell people that when somebody turns to Buddhism, right? Okay, no, I'm Buddhism is so nice. I become Buddhist, right? And then then what do you do? Usually, otherwise you look so presentable, so nice, and now you put on a very shabby dress, very shabby, dirty dress, and you cook the kitchen work you do, and the hands dirty, and then you use a clothes like this, right? You produce it so dirty, right? So people think that this is Buddhism, right? Because you get this impression. Now I'm in Buddhism. Otherwise, you look so, nice girl, nice boy, and now you put a very shabby dress, very shabby, dirty, right? And then what happened to you? No, I'm into Buddhism, right? And then I see Buddhism means you have to, have a very shabby dress, right? You cannot eat nice food, right? So you have to live very poor. No, this is a total misconception. So the point is that transform your mind, right? Transform your mind. If you are very educated, use education. If you are someone who's competent to help others, continue to help others, right? Remain as an amazing person, very vibrant person. Meanwhile, transform inside, transform your thoughts, become compassionate, build your wisdom. So this is the idea. So with this mind here, when it says that I give the victory to others, I take the defeat, it does not mean it is not self-denial. It is actually a counterforce to our ego and anger. You're getting it? Once these two are defeated, you feel the victory. Because that you have won the greatest of the war against your evil forces within your mind. So this is the greatest of the victory. Victory over your own emotions. That's the greatest victory as opposed to the victory of your external enemies. External enemies, when they become stronger, again they will defeat you. For example, Tibet, the Tibetan situation back in the 7th century. Tibet was so powerful country, powerful nation, empire. It conquered many parts of China. And today, China conveyed it. Look, once Tibet conquered China, now China conquered Tibet, and now the name is erased. These are external enemies. You getting it? But the internal enemies, what you conquer is conquered for good. It never comes back again. So this is difference. The real victory is if you win over win the fight with the internal enemies, not external enemies. Okay, so let's read this together. 8 verses for Training the Mind by Geshe Tangpa. And this teacher is an amazing teacher. And you will read his biography, you'll be really amazed. Amazing. With the determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem, may hold them dear at all times. May view myself as the lowest amongst all, and from the very depths of my heart, respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds, may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see beings of unpleasant character, and those oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are rare to find, as if I have discovered a jewel treasure. When others out of jealousy treat me wrongly with abuse, slander, and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone whom I have held or in whom I have placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard him still as my precious teacher. In brief, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurts and pains of my mothers. May all this be not defiled by the stains of the 8 mundane concerns, and may I recognize all things as illusions, the world clinging be released from bondage. From my 2 collections, vast the space that I've amassed, when working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom, eyes, plan to make their ends. Okay, we'll recite we'll recite the 7-limb practice, page 37. So what we're reciting is the same. For you to come from your respective countries to India, you came just empty-handed, you came with baggage. You came with baggage. What's the baggage for? Is it a rule that you have to have a baggage? Why? Because it has things which will assist you on your way, which will assist you when you reach the destination. There are many things required, and you are ready with them. So likewise, with the 7-limb practice which we're doing here, we are taking the journey from your country to India, like this, from samsara to Buddhahood. We are taking the journey. For this journey, we require a baggage of things we require on the way, right? So these 7 are the things which you require in the journey towards journey for enlightenment. Journey for enlightenment, we require these things. In other words, we require the energy, and the direction. So these 7 practices will help us to rejuvenate, give us the energy to continue this journey of enlightenment, to make the journey fruitful. Okay, like prostrations. And later on, I would highly recommend that, I would suggest that I just give you the gist of what we are doing, and then from your side, if you really want to go deeper, you have to ask these questions as to why that they say making prostrations is a part of the journey, making offerings to Buddhas as a part of the journey, confessing is a part of the journey, rejoicing is a part of the journey, and then requesting for teachings is a part of the journey, and requesting the Buddhas Bodhisattvas to be with us till samsara ends the journey. Why the dedicating the virtues is the part of the journey. You have to explore all these. So if you know the meanings, the reasons, then whatever you do, you will feel the purpose and the meaningfulness of what you're doing. Okay, so otherwise, what we're doing, each of these verses, they are self-explanatory. It doesn't really require meaning. But why we do these things, in what we disconnect with enlightenment, that is something that we have to study separately. Okay, let's do this together. 7 in practice, excerpt from the King of Prayers, extraordinary aspiration of the practice of Samadhipatra. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri. You, the Buddhas, the lions amongst humans, gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the worlds of 10 directions. To all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down, with the initial aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world. To all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every particle are Buddhas, numberless as particles. Each of them is a host of Bodhisattvas. I am confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with the Buddhas in this way. With infinite ocean praise for you, and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you Sagaras. Beautiful flowers in regal gardens, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, offered to victorious ones of Buddhas. Fine dress and fragrant perfumes, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, offered to you victorious Buddhas. With transcendent offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with tranquil conviction in the Bodhisattva way, offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I've done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and ignorance, all this openly laid bare before you. I lift my heart and rejoice in all the merits of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the 10 directions, of solitary realizers here still training in those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, have attained the Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening. All you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for aeons, numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight merit I may have accumulated by making prostrations, offering and confessing, rejoicing, requesting that the Buddha stay and teach, I now dedicate all these for the full awakening of all beings. Okay, next page, short mantra offering. Mandala offering. Mandala has many connotations. Some of you may have seen the mandala in the form of the ceiling. You see those round circles there, the big ones. These are also known as the mandalas. Mandalas, in one sense, is the mandalas can be like 3-dimension. What we have to see on the ceiling, these are the 2-dimension mandala. These are the dimensions or the palace of the deities, of the enlightened ones. These are the palace depicted in 2-dimension. And then there are 3-dimension ones. I don't know whether Tushita has it. Where? Here. No. The mansion. Okay. Meaning that if you go to Gyudu monastery, close to Nobulinga, then there you will see the depiction of the whole palace, real like a house. There's also mandala. The idea is that the whole universe is also mandala. So we offer this mandala, everything good that the universe has, to the enlightened beings. So this is mandala. And then after offering this, you you receive them back in form of blessings, and then you make some aspiration prayers, which are included in form of 2 sets. Okay, let's say this together. Okay, some of you know how to chant. First we'll say this in English, and the hand gesture you will learn it later on. You will learn later on hand gesture. There's hand gesture there, not now. You will learn later, and okay. And just you can learn later. This ground, adorned with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as the Buddha felt and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure land. O After making the model offering, then we make these requests, and the requests they are put in form of 2 sets. Then first we'll just read through. The explanations may come later, or in your group discussion you can bring this up, and then if you are still not too happy with the answers that you get in group discussion, you can bring it to my table. Okay. The 4 Dhammas of Venerable Karmapa. May I be blessed that my mind is directed towards the Dharma. May I be blessed that my Dhamma practices on the proper path. May I be blessed that the path is free of flaws. May I be blessed that the flaws are seen in the light of exalted wisdom. The 4 Dhammas of Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva. So this one, second set, is actually the prayers set by composed by my teacher. Well, my teacher, Venerable Gelamnam Rinpoche, who was a lifelong retreatant. And the Venerable Kumpela knows the Venerable Tenzin Mangila also been there with his hermitage, and he passed on many years ago. And his hermitage, now his reincarnation already very big. His reincarnation maybe I think age 17 or 18 now already. And me as a little boy, not too little boy, I was age 17 or 18. I used to go to to meet him, receive blessings from him, receive instructions from him. Okay. Becoming utterly frustrated by the ignorance that grasps the true existence, please bless me with genuine renunciation, seeing all aspects of samsara as delicious and repulsive. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious Bodhicitta that cherishes others more than myself. Please bless me to have an immaculate experience of the wisdom of emptiness that does not see even an atom of intrinsic reality on the basis of understanding how things come to being by dependent origination and through mere conditioning. Please bless me that my mind overflows with the precious wisdom of the non-duality bliss and emptiness. Edam Guru Ratna Mandala Vamnirateyami. Okay, next, page 42, the foundation for good qualities. By Lama Tsongkhapa. So Lama Tsongkhapa is the big statue here, the central statue. This is the statue of Lama Tsongkhapa, 14th century great Tibetan master, intellectually extremely refined and a great yogi. And later on, when you study these courses more detail, these courses, then you'll see that his contributions for us is extremely valuable, so precious, and we feel that we are so lucky that we actually, that he appeared on planet Earth. So in Tibet, he's revered as the second Buddha in Tibet. Okay, so what we're reading is known as Foundation of All Good Qualities, and this is like the roadmap to awakening the roadmap to awakening your potential insight, which is the full awakening or enlightenment. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind of perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon with great respect. Okay, in this connection, it begins with the gurus. Okay, and some of you may meet with the people who are into Dharma for maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, so forth, and then you say, how's your time in Dharamsala? This is one question you will get many times. They'll ask you, what do you think about Dharamsala? How's Dharamsala? Oh, it's amazing, it's so good. What have you been doing? I go to Tushita, right? And Tushita, what do you do? Oh, we had a retreat. Who's your guru, right? People ask this. And you go, no, what is guru? I don't know. Right? Nobody said guru, right? Oh, you don't have guru. Then you cannot do Dharma. No, I did Dharma. But you have no guru. If you have no guru, then you will not have Dharma. Right? So then Dharma is true nothing if you don't have guru. You must have guru. And not only guru, root guru. You must have root guru. If you don't have root guru, finish. No point. Right? And then who's your root guru? Oh, my root guru is A, B, C, D, E, F. Right? Very famous ones. Very famous ones. Very popular ones. Right? And then so this is what you are bound to meet with such people. If that happens, just ignore. You're getting it? These people, they don't know the Dharma themselves. The real Dharma is, look at what His Holiness teaches. His Holiness the Dharma. His Holiness the Dharma teaches. You're getting it? He also always encourages us, first don't rush to look for root guru. You're getting it? Don't rush to look for root guru. Root guru is not like university professors. You're getting it? Root guru is very important. Don't rush to look for root guru at this moment. Study the Dharma well. His Holiness the Dalai Lama is the ultimate. We are very fortunate that we are breathing the same air as His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We are treading the same land on which His Holiness treads. We are so fortunate. So listen to what he is saying. He is the ultimate of Buddhism. He encourages us not to look for root guru at this point. Study the Dharma first. First you have to study the Dharma so well, you get a very good glimpse of what is Dharma. Once you get it, then you will know who is a good teacher and who is not a good teacher. You getting it? You will know that. Once you know that, then you decide. Nobody has to tell you. You will decide on your own as who you feel more connected and who you feel as this is the right person to be identified as my guru. So till that point, no hurry, no rush. It began with the guru. It is for the people who already learn Dharma well. You getting it? So our job is just you attend teachings here, there is fine, you attend teachings. And then meanwhile, say the point is that what the Buddha taught, what His Holiness is teaching. See whether the different teachers they teach, whether what they are teaching is sensible or not. You getting it? And the yardstick is the teachings of the Buddha Shakyamuni, teachings of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So they use these as the yardstick. On that basis, some they teach very fancy things. You're getting it? Just ignore. You just attend their teachings, and then if it doesn't make any sense, leave it. Right? So simply because that somebody, even I talk about the books. For example, when you're going to learn about emptiness, and then, I have this book on emptiness, that book on emptiness. Simply is a book on emptiness doesn't mean there's a good book. You getting it? People who have no clue of emptiness, who just heard emptiness, they start writing books. They're very busy writing books. Right? And then you think that these are the books on emptiness. And some people are very popular with respect to emptiness, and they answer emptiness is zero. Yeah, very popular. You Google search, their name will come. One time we had a retreat here, last retreat. Last retreat we did a retreat here, and the airport, I met somebody, one participant there, and I just casually asked him, because we didn't have anything to do, and he identified me because we were in the same retreat. And then I said, okay, what's your next plan? He said that I'm going to America. One Indian gentleman. Then I said, any specific purpose? He said that to learn about Mula Madhyamaka, which means the core of the emptiness concept, the text which is the core, the main text on emptiness. And so why do you go to America for this text? He said that the teacher, the teacher of this, expert in this is in America. I was confused. Who's the teacher? And he said one name, I would mention this. He said name, and he was in a way my friend. This teacher, the name, and his other address is next to 0. I know that. And I said that, who told you that he's expert? And he said, I won't search it. His name came up. Right? He's expert, he says expert on Arinikajan's philosophy. And I said that, what do you want? You want Google description, or you want the real expert? He said, I want the real expert. If you want the real expert, don't go to America. Real experts are not in America. They're in South India. My teachers in South India. These brilliant minds are there in South India, not in America. These teachers will never say that I'm expert. You get when they say I'm expert, they're not expert. You getting it? So if somebody comes to ask me, who's my root guru? It's not time for you to look for root guru. The people whose time is to look for root guru, they never ask who's my root guru because they are already very mature. When you say, okay, somebody says that I need to who's my root guru? You are not. It's not time for you to look for a guru at the moment. It's time for you to study well. You getting it? So even the books, it doesn't mean that. Simply because it's a book on emptiness doesn't mean that it talks about emptiness. It can be just a waste of your time, and it can be very bad influence on you, because you are like, at the moment you are like the white cloth. You like an extremely clean cloth. You would like to dye it. You dye with a very dull color, finish. Then you want to put another color, because already there's a stain of the unwanted color there. So to undo that, it takes a lot of time. So the first impression is the last impression. Don't forget it. So reading the books on emptiness, for Bodhicitta is fine. You can read any book, even if the person has no experience of the Bodhicitta, still write a book, you can see something wrong there. With the emptiness, this is a journey which we have never been before. Because of this, you make the influence that your mind is given can be very bad. If the idea, the thought of emptiness of the author is not really good, our mind can badly be influenced. And then to undo that is very difficult. We should be very careful. So the point is that what I'm saying is that you can attend teachings here, there. It doesn't mean that the person is your guru. It doesn't mean that the person is your teacher in the first place. You're getting it? So study well. Study Dhamma well, and the yardstick should be the teaching of the Buddha and the teachings of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. If anybody teaches something deviating from these two things, these are just garbage. Just discount them, and then you will find that what's the real teaching of the Buddha. Finally, you should grow. Your, the goal inside should be unraveled. That's the purpose. Once you unravel this, then you become independent. You become the Buddha yourself. You become the best of the teacher yourself to help the world. Okay, with this mind, let's recite this foundation of all good qualities. The foundation of all good qualities is a kind and perfect Guru. Direct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me and rely upon with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this birth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me with the mind that unceasingly take nicely. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of riches or non-riches come and follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, Please bless me always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativity and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Samsaric splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is the door to all suffering. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution and prize. The root of the teaching is keeping the pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into samsara, so fall my migrated beings. Please bless me to see this trained instrument Bodhicitta and bear the responsibility to free migrated beings. Even if I develop Bodhicitta, but I don't practice the 3 types of morality, I'll not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the Bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I pacify distractions to room objects and correctly analyze the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of Kamabhata, especially inside. Having become a pure vessel by training the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the true attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and best life my life. Then having realized the importance of the 2 stages, essence of Vajrayana, by present with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who showed the noble path and his good friends who practice it long lives, please bless me to pacify completely all our inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, may enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the stages and the paths and could attain the Sutra Vajradhara. Okay, next is the maximum verse. This verse is very important, related to the Lama Tsongkhapa, whose stage is here, the main stage here, Lama Tsongkhapa. And in fact, the little bit background about this verse is that this was composed by himself, not for himself, for his teacher, Jesus, the Rendavashunalutu. And the equating his teacher to the 3 perfect qualities of the Buddhas: perfect love, perfect knowledge, and perfect power. 3 perfect qualities: perfect love, perfect knowledge, and perfect power. And he equated his teacher with the qualities of the perfections of the Buddhas. And the perfect love depicted Aryabhadradeshvara, who is manifested as the Bodhisattva of the compassion, or in Tantric system, the Buddha of compassion. And Arimanjushri, the Buddha of wisdom, and Ajahn Vajrapani, the Buddha of power. So he equated his teacher to these 3 Buddhas or Bodhisattvas. And the teacher read it, and the teacher erased his own name, and replaced the student's name. Lama Tsongkhapa, his name was to be put there, so that this praise suits better with your qualities rather than mine. So that becomes so precious in being recited everywhere in Tibet then. Okay, so we'll first say this in English and then we'll say this in Tibetan. When we say this in Tibetan, we skip just to accommodate with the tune. We skip the 3rd line. Otherwise, when we recite it just like reading, then we read all the 5 lines. Okay, first in English. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, the master of glorious wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroy hordes of demons without exception. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sage with the land of snows, Losan Traba at your feet and make prostrations. You will say this in Tibetan now. Great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroy hosts of demons without exception. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sage of the land of snows, go Santa by your feet and make prostrations. Okay, for today what we do is that so thus far is like a preliminary practice for the main part of the daily practice. So now comes the main practice. For the main practice, we have number one, first of all, I'd like to share meditation. When I speak of meditation is to habituate our mind on a virtuous object. Habituating a mind with a virtuous object is known as meditation. And this meditation is of two kinds. So most of us, when we heard of the meditation, we get the impression that meditation means just close eyes and just don't think. This is only just a part of the story. It's not the full story of meditation. Full meditation in full sense, it should have two connotations. One is, in a way, it is like igniting the light of the wisdom within us. Igniting this light, creating this light of the wisdom within us. And this wisdom to dispel the darkness. And this wisdom should have, this light to dispel the darkness, should have two qualities. Even in the mundane sense, ordinary sense, the light should have two qualities. Why we need to introduce light is to dispel the darkness so that we can read books, we can see things around us. And this light requires two qualities. And I'm sure that you will agree with me. One is that this light must be very bright. If the light is so feeble, it strains your eyes. You cannot read books. So the light should be extremely bright for the purpose of reading books, to enjoy the paintings and so forth. How many agree with me? Raise hands. Good. The light must be very bright. Then number two, not only the light should be bright, the light should be also very steady. If there's a candle lamp, candle flame, and from the corner of the room, if there's a wind blowing, then the light is flickering. If the light is flickering, again it strains your eyes. So the light should be very steady. How many agree with me? Raise hands. Good. So the point is that just as this light to dispel the darkness, to create the ease of reading books, the light should have two qualities: brightness and the steadiness. Likewise, the light of the wisdom that we're going to introduce to dispel the darkness of ignorance within us Even that light also should have two qualities. We have to build the two qualities. One is the brightness of this wisdom, which is the intelligence. We have to sharpen the intelligence, number one. Number two, that the intelligence to see things as so as like dream, that nothing objectively exists. Then this mind which sees this, which is like the bright light, must be steady. So we have to build the sharpness of the intelligence, and we have to build the steadiness of the mind. We have to build these two things. And these two things combined together becomes the light of the wisdom to dispel the chronic illness of our ignorance. So we require, to build these two qualities, we require two kinds of meditation. Meditation to build the intelligence, this is known as analytical meditation. All the studies that we are doing, the 10 days, this is to build the intelligence, analytical meditation. And whereas what you do now, a short meditation, is to build the steadiness or the stability of the mind. So we require two kinds of meditation. What are they? Analytical meditation and stability meditation. So technically, stability meditation is also known as shamatha meditation. Shamatha meditation, and the analytical meditation is known as the special insight meditation or vipassana meditation. But when you say vipassana, I'm sure that there are many of you who did the 10-day vipassana course. That vipassana and the vipassana that we are talking about, this was slightly different. But the same label, you remember yesterday, attachment? The same label, it is two different connotations. Vipassana, the popular vipassana, 10-day vipassana course is very good. It's very good, but simply because it's good doesn't mean that whenever you hear the word vipassana, it means that. Vipassana has various connotations. You're getting it? What we're talking about here is very different. This is purely analytical meditation. And if you want if you really want to know very thoroughly about this, we require more systematic studies. Okay, so therefore, the Nalanda course, Nalanda studies which we are doing, particularly developed in Nalanda back in 1st century AD through to 13th century AD, it developed such a systematic studies. So if you really want to know the Buddha's thoughts in full, we have to study the legacies of the great Nalanda masters. Okay, so with this in mind, and the first, to build the stability of the mind, also known as the shamatha practice, we're going to do this here at 4 points to keep in mind. 4 points. And from tomorrow, I'm not going to explain it. Today, I just explain it, we learn it, and the 4 points. One is the body posture. Number 2 is the focal point. Focal point meaning, what are you going to meditate on? Number 2, focal point. Number 3, identifying the errors of meditation. Number 3, identifying the errors of meditation. What mistakes can we make when we do the meditation? Number 4, applying the remedies to overcome the errors. Let me repeat it. Number 1, the body posture. Number 2, the focal point. Number 3, identifying the errors of meditation. Number 4, applying the remedies to overcome the errors. 4 points. First, the body posture. For the body posture, if possible, we need to learn how to sit cross-legged. Cross-legged. I'm sure that many of you know how to sit cross-legged. Your left foot on your right leg, left foot on your right leg, and the right foot on your left leg. This is the cross. It can be a little painful if you have never done it before. But if it's painful, it doesn't mean that you cannot do it. You practice it, and if you start to feel the pain, again, relax. Once the pain is gone, again bring it back. So this is the crossing position. But if you have knee replacement surgery done, you have knee problem and the leg problem, don't force yourself. It is not mandatory. It's not mandatory. But those who can do that would be very good, because that with this sitting, it will sustain you longer for your meditation. Then the next one is, for those of you who have knee problems so far, don't worry, they're okay, then we can't practice for long. No, this is not true. Next one is backbone upright. Your back should be upright, should not be like hunchback, should not lean against, don't lean against a support, sit upright. And if possible, try to make it a habit to sit upright. Then number 3 is your head tilted forward a little bit, your head tilted forward a little bit. And the next thing which is so important is eyes not closed. Eyes not closed. I'm repeating this. Eyes not closed. If you keep your eyes closed, very dangerous. And some people, without knowing the consequences of closed eyes in the meditation, they say that okay, let's meditate, close your eyes. This is wrong. You're getting it? Only when you become good in meditation, really good in meditation, then you develop a skill whereby you can do meditation with eyes closed, eyes open, sleeping. You can do meditation in any ways. But as a beginner, always begin with your eyes 45 degrees, eyes half open, 45 degrees cast down, and just ignore what your eyes are doing, like this. Don't strain your eyes. Keep it very naturally on the half open, 45 degrees cast down, like this. Okay. Then the next is the tip of the tongue should touch the upper palate to avoid excessive accumulation of saliva in the mouth. Accumulation of saliva in the mouth can be very disturbing in your meditation. And teeth and the lips, keep them in their natural course. Breathe normally. Don't force your breath, don't control your breath. Breathe normally. Right hand on your left hand, and the tips of and the two thumbs joining, two thumbs standing, joining, forming a triangle. Place the two hands in your lap in a restful state. Right hand on your left hand. Tips of two thumbs joining, two thumbs standing, up, standing, and forming a triangle. Place the two hands in your lap in a restful state. This is your body posture. Okay. While your body is upright, make sure that your body is flexible. It's not rigid. It should be flexible. Okay. This is your body posture. Next. What's next? Focal point. Good. Focal point. Okay. So why I ask you? Because that when you sit like this and the blanket on is very cozy. Right? And then your mind will go singing. So to activate, to shake you, I ask a question. What's the next point? Focal point. Good. Okay. Focal point, there are so many kinds of focal points. So many kinds of focal point. And what we're learning is not that what we're learning is correct and others are wrong. Anything is correct as long as it came from a standard, the lineage. And some people they say, I learned meditation from YouTube. This is wrong. You're getting it? This is wrong. You can, particularly people say that I do chakra meditation, dream meditation, right? And some people very honest. They say, I learned about the dream meditation, right? Dream yoga from a teacher. And then it says that you do all this meditation in the dream. And at least I have a nice dream. I have a nice sleep. Or one person said it. No, this purely propaganda. You're getting it? Dream yoga. You can do it only when you become advanced in meditation. You're getting it? For somebody who is not at all, have no training in meditation, and suddenly dream yoga come, and then $200, $300, $500. It's a pure propaganda deceiving, total deception. If you want to try it, and then see how you can manipulate your dream, or you just go into coma in the dream. You're getting it? So therefore, this all I don't know what's going in the world today. Right? These things are actually for a very advanced level, and I don't want to go too deep into this subject. It's not like I'm demeaning other people, right? And if somebody is doing that purely for the sake of money, this is totally wrong. Even the teacher is wrong if he's doing for money. It's purely wrong, totally wrong. If you meet with such a situation, it's totally wrong. And if you get a feeling that's purely for money, not for dharma, this is 100% wrong. Then wrong from everyone. Teacher, everybody. Okay, we should be very careful. Don't be deceived by the propagandas. Dream yoga, does it exist? It does exist. It does exist, but only for very, when you grow in your spiritual journey, when you really are able to maintain your, for example, the emotions so well through the practice. And then gradually you are able to see your mind very clearly, what are you doing? For example, look at His Holiness. His Holiness, for us, our gestures, our things, they're all just, compulsive, They're all just impulsively, our gestures are happening, impulsive. His Holiness, these great masters, they are so extremely finely trained that every gesture has a reason. Everything is under control. They have such a self-discipline for control. Every gesture, even a smile, even a hand like this, everything has a reason. For us, everything is random. Right? For this enlightenment, everything there's a reason there. The mind is so trained that everything there's reason there. Okay. So, what we're doing is focal point, what we do choosing something very simple yet very effective. At the same time, it doesn't mean that what we do is correct and any other traditions say wrong. If this is an impression, we are going wrong. So all traditions are correct as long as it comes from a genuine lineage. Okay, so what focal point do we have? So one is just to count the breath. Just to count the breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Combine together. Exhalation, inhalation, combine together is one cycle. Again, breathe in, breathe out. Cycle 2, cycle 3, cycle 4, 5, 6. We just keep counting. Keep counting. Stay away from mental distractions. Stay away from mental laxity or mental lethargy, mental sleepiness, mental drowsiness. Just remain very alert and try to count the breath. Just keep counting the breath. And once in a while your mind may be scattered or feel a little sleepy. Sleepiness, this is the mental laxity. And the scattering or distraction is the mental excitement. So once in a while these things happen, but make sure that your count is not lost. And if you do lose the count, then start over again. From again 1, 2, 3. Collectively, so when we are group, we do for 5 minutes. When you're on your own, if you're a beginner, don't do for 5 minutes. Just do 21 cycles. 21 cycles. Well, when you're by yourself, doing the meditation by yourself, on your own, without any without anybody else with you, just 21 cycles, which will take about 1.5 minutes. Because the longer the duration, the more likelihood that you will fall prey to laxity and excitement. And then the whole purpose is defeated. So start short duration and then gradually you can expand on the duration. Okay. And if you're competent, we do multitasking. Counting the breath plus doing a visualization of a tiny white dot, 2 mm or 3 mm in diameter, tiny white dot between nose and upper lip. Okay, just touch this spot, don't look at it, just touch it. Do you feel it? Now you just touch your back, scratch your back without looking at it, scratch it. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? When you say yes, it is not your sense consciousness, it is not your body touch. It is mental consciousness which says that yes, I feel it. So when you meditate, we should employ not the sense consciousnesses, we employ the mental consciousness, which says that yes, I'm happy, I'm not happy, I'm feeling cold, I'm feeling warm, I'm meditating. That is the mind, which is known as mental consciousness. We employ the mental consciousness, we train the mental consciousness. When you become a Buddha, your mental consciousness is going to become Buddha. You're getting it? So your mental consciousness is going to should be trained. So this mental consciousness will just focus on the breath and also visualize the tiny dot. Your eyes should not be looking at it. Your eyes 45 degrees cast down, ignore. Your mental consciousness can create the tiny white dot image between your nose and the upper lip. Okay, these two things should happen together. Initially it will be difficult. And gradually, if you succeed, this is extremely rewarding and very, very helpful. Two things combined together, multitasking. And after 1 week, 2 weeks practice, if you cannot manage to, then go for one of these two things. Either keep track of the count, or visualize the white dot. And if you will manage, do both together. Okay, so that is what number 2. Focal point. What's number 3? Identify the errors of meditation. When meditating, there are 2 errors which can potentially happen. One is mental excitement, and the other one is mental laxity. Mental excitement is when the mind gets scattered, distracted. Oh, I have this thing to be done, I have that thing to be done, and last time I saw that person, and when the registration happens, right? Something happened, right? All these sort of distractions. So these fall in the category of the excitement. And the mental laxity is when your mind feels little sleepy, drowsy, heavy, sinking. These are two problems. So finally, your mind is, why all this meditation is required? To make your mind become the Buddha's mind. Buddha's mind is without any distraction, without any laxity, is full of freshness and vibrancy, and extremely agile and extremely stable. So this is what we're trying to build. For that matter, we have to get rid of the mental excitement and the laxity. And the verse number 4. Apply the remedies to overcome the errors. Okay, if these two things do happen, no need to worry. Apply the remedies. Remedies, there are 2. Introspection and mindfulness. Introspection is like, say, if you have a pet dog, and if you lost the pet dog, what do? You first go and search the pet dog. That is the mindfulness. Mindfulness, your mind, which otherwise should be meditating, like pet dog, otherwise should be around you, is lost now. Mind, which otherwise should be meditating, is lost, either sleeping or is distracted somewhere. So your mind is like the pet dog. So your job is first you go and search the pet dog to see what your mind is doing. That is an introspection. Once you find your mind is sleeping or your mind is distracted, you have now already found the pet dog. Once you find the pet dog, what do? Tie the pet dog with the rope and bring it back home and tie it to the pillar at your house. Likewise, once you identify that your mind is distracted or in a lax state, tie the mind with the mindfulness, the rope of the mindfulness, and bring it back to the intended object of the meditation, which is the breath or the white dot. You getting it? So 5 minutes. Ready? Okay, before we wind up the morning session, we will turn to page 50, page 15. We recite the 3 verses in order to generate this very pure motivation to awaken the seed of perfection within us, awaken the treasure within us by expanding our heart of compassion for all the beings. And just see if you can reflect on the meanings alongside reading it. And imagine that all beings are with you, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas are with us, and you inspire everybody to join you in this journey of cleansing the mind of mental defilements and awaken, unravel the treasure of the ultimate happiness within yourself and within all the beings. I go for refuge to the true gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the true gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the true gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated Bodhicitta, and just as the successful learned Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate Bodhicitta, and the Vashala three successful trained Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Bodhicitta, and just as they successfully learn in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate Bodhicitta, and the Vashala two successful trained Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, Bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the Bodhicitta, and the Vashala two successful trained Bodhisattva practices. Okay, now let's turn to the derivation prayer. Next page, page 52. I dedicate the marriage thus gathered towards the realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas those 3 times, and to the uphold the doctrine of scripture and insight. May in all lives treat the followers of this marriage, never separate from the followers of the minor vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfectly in the 2 stages. From our recollections, vast the space that have amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom, eyes are glad in ignorance. Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata. Okay, 3 processions together. And before the, where do we read the text? In the dining hall?
Yes, sure.
I
think last time we did Geshe.
We didn't do. Okay, so basically, that before the breakfast, lunch and dinner, when we are in the dining hall, people read from, begin from page, begin from page 59. From page 59, when the text is short, we can just read one text. If the text is quite long, like verses, like 100 verses and so forth, we just read like 20 verses. And whoever leads the recitation will say, when you are in the middle of the composition, middle, meaning that 20 verses already read, now reading 21st, you have to first identify the text, say the text and the author, and then continue reading from verse 21 below, whatever. Okay, so this will greatly help us, and it serves to that are being here will have multiple benefits in. One is the class. Simultaneously, when reading this, you see that it's like, because the class is like interactive, you're getting some concepts. So this concept, you apply this to the reading, you're getting like 2 classes simultaneously. The benefit of having 2 classes together. Okay. And then food offering, verse is also here, which page? Page 200 is food offering. We also learned this, and particularly the Tibetan version, along with the English translation, the Tibetan version is there. If you can learn this, that will be very helpful, because particularly when you are at the part of the big teachings and so forth, his Holiness would, offer the tea, serve to the public, offer to Buddhas Bodhisattvas in Tibetan, and you can feel that you're connected. Okay, good. 3 processions together.